Good afternoon, Pastor Glenn Jalloway, Grand Parkway Church, Porter, Texas. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day today. And it's another great day here in Porter, Texas. I want to tell you a quick story. There was a group of friends that gathered at an English estate, and they gathered and were having a nice time enjoying each other's company. And the host family, their youngest, their son, their child, fell into water. And he fell into deep water and was in the process of drowning. Well, of course, everyone is frantic and panicky. And a gardener who happened to be nearby heard the commotion, and he, without hesitation, jumped in and he saved this young child from drowning. Now, the young child, his name turned out to be Winston Churchill, as we know, a very famous, familiar name, and went on to do great things with his life. The parents of Winston Churchill were so grateful to the gardener. They said, hey, what can we do? We owe you. We feel like we're in debt and we owe you. You saved our child. And the gardener kind of hesitated for a minute. He didn't want to seem like he was taking advantage. But he said, there's one thing I would like. And they said, name it. He said, I would love for you to pay. I have a young son of my own. I would love for you to pay for his tuition to go to college to become a doctor. And it's always been a dream of mine that my son would become a doctor. And as a gardener, he wasn't going to have the means or the fortune, if you will, to be able to pay for his son to go to college. So the Churchills said, yes. Winston Churchill's parents said, yes, we'll take care of it. And so they said this, as the boy grew older, said the gardener's son fulfilled the promise, sent him off to college to become a doctor. Years passed. Winston Churchill, as you know, became the Prime Minister of England, and he was older. He was up in years, and he became sick. And while he was the Prime Minister of England, he got pneumonia. And so they called in the best doctor in the country. In fact, a man by the name of Dr. Alexander Fleming. And he was the one who discovered and developed penicillin, which is a very familiar medicine that is used for medicinal purposes. Just about everybody has taken penicillin, or most everybody has taken penicillin. And Dr. Fleming was able to treat Winston Churchill. He got better. He recovered. Winston Churchill was grateful, and in fact, he was quoted as saying this. He said, rarely has one man owed his life twice to the same person. And he, of course, was referring to the gardener. Because if it wasn't for the gardener who saved him all those years later as a child, he wouldn't be alive. And if it wasn't for the gardener, Dr. Fleming's father, making the deal, if you will, to have Winston Churchill's parents send Dr. Fleming to college, Dr. Fleming wouldn't have went to college, wouldn't have discovered, penicillin, wouldn't have treated Winston Churchill all those years later. Very fascinating story. Never heard that before till I read it earlier today. But it's really interesting when you think about it. But what I loved about the story was it's a great story about how someone was saved and their life was saved. And I thought about that as I was getting this ready for this afternoon. And we are saved. We have been redeemed by the blood of the Lamb. Jesus Christ paid a price for us that we could not pay. And we have been washed and redeemed by the blood of the Lamb. I love what Jesus said. If you study his life and you study the Last Supper, and this past Sunday we were able to take communion as a church family. We do it once a month. It's so important that we remember to take communion and remember what Jesus did for us. But he said this in Matthew 26:28. He said, "For this is my blood of the new covenant, which is shed for many for the remission of sins." Jesus paid a price that we could not pay. I hope all of you have a wonderful day. I hope all of you walk around and remember, I am redeemed by the blood of the Lamb. I am a child of God. I am loved, and it's awesome to be a Christian. Another great week, another awesome weekend in store for Grand Parkway Church. Had a wonderful time last week. We went to Top Golf with our couples ministry. We had great services on Sunday. As I mentioned, we had communion. We wrapped up our book of Matthew sermon series. Tonight, 7 o'clock, we're going to be having Boys and Girls Club for our children. But we're also going to be having a night of worship and prayer. That will be at 7 o'clock tonight here at 22255 FM 1314 Porter, Texas. and we would look forward to having you. This weekend, we've got another exciting weekend. Saturday night, 6 o'clock, here at Grand Parkway Church, we're going to be having our first of 2 revival services with Dr. Alan Bullock. That will be this Saturday, 6 o'clock, and then, of course, Sunday morning we'll have our normal schedule. We'll have prayer at 8:30, we'll have Sunday school at 9:30, and then at 10:30, Dr. Bullock will be back, and we'll have our second revival service. We are looking forward to having you. If you're going to plan on joining us this weekend, we hope you do. It's going to be awesome. We've been fasting and praying. We are believing God for miracles. We are believing God for healing. Dr. Bullock texted me the other day. He's really excited about what God's going to do, and we're excited as well. We hope you have a wonderful day. Whatever it is you're doing today, stay safe. And remember, you are redeemed. You are washed by the blood of the Lamb. Amen. God bless you. Have a great day. And thank you so much for spending a few minutes with me today. God bless. Have a